Ready to spread the love? Well, then here's a great way to start with this perfect craft and pattern of a bead heart. A lovely bead pattern that's fast, fun, and easy to make. A fine design just for you to create. So get ready for a tutorial that will fulfill your creative needs. Be sure to give this video a like and enjoy this episode of TurboBeads. Here's the list of everything you need to make the bead heart pattern. The first thing you need to do is to take 4 feet of string and add 8 white beads to the string. This will be the first row of the pattern. Now that we have these beads on the string, we're going to take both ends of string, matching up both ends and pushing the beads toward the middle of the string. This will ensure that we have the same amount of string to use on both ends. Be sure you do your best at keeping these beads in the middle of the string, which we'll be using each end to create rows. To keep these beads aligned and in place, you can use a toothpick to run in between these rows of beads. Using a toothpick will make things much easier when keeping the rows straight. This is what it should look like. Now that we have the first row all set, we'll continue creating additional rows. To make the second row, we will need one end of the string, and again, we're going to add 8 beads to that string. But using this pattern, we're going to add 4 white beads to the string, 2 black beads, followed by 2 more white beads. Now that we have all 8 beads on that string, we're going to take our other end of string and we're going to run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. With this visual reference, you will see that this step is pretty simple. Once you have both ends of string through all of the beads, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top. Be sure that you pull both ends of string evenly to ensure that the beads line up. In order to keep these rows of beads straight and in a tight formation, remember, you can use a toothpick to run through all of the beads in that row. Just remember to break off the end of the toothpick to keep the stick from showing to the sides. This will ensure that the pattern looks nice and neat. Be sure that you are careful when breaking off the toothpick, as the stick may be sharp and pointy. With the second row finished, we will continue repeating these same steps when creating additional rows for this pattern by taking one end of the string and adding your beads to that string. Remember, each row will consist of 8 beads. Once you have those beads on the string, then we're going to be taking our other end of string and running it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. As we did before, once you have both ends of string through those beads, you'll pull both ends of string until the beads reach the top, forming another row. As you can see, I've also left the pattern written out at the top of the screen to help keep placement and progress of this pattern. Also remembering to use a toothpick in between any of these rows to keep the beads straight and in a tight formation, breaking off the ends of the toothpick to keep the stick from showing through the sides. So just keep repeating these steps, follow the pattern, and continue creating additional rows. As you can see, this heart pattern is pretty easy to follow with its simplistic design and repetitive steps of building rows of beads with the perfect blend of colors that create the shape of the heart, with the white beads creating the background, black beads as the outline, and the red beads as the filling color for the heart. Of course, you are always free and able to use the colors of your choice. Leave a comment below letting me know what colors you choose to use for your creation. The 9th row will be the final row, ending with 8 white beads. Don't forget to use a toothpick and run through the row of beads in order to keep the beads straight, aligned, and in place. And as usual, breaking off the ends of the toothpick, keeping the stick from showing through the sides. With the 9th and final row finished, you will tie off each end of string with basic knots, with knots that are tied nice and tight to keep all of those beads locked in place. As you can see with this visual reference, tying the knot should be pretty simple as well. Just remember when tying the knot to be sure that you tie off both ends of strings with solid knots, ensuring that everything stays together. With the knots all tied, you can now carefully cut off the tied loose ends of string. From this point, if you have a lanyard hook or a keychain ring, you can attach it in between any of these rows of beads to use it as a keychain. With the lanyard hook attached, your bead heart is now complete. And there you have it, another lovely pattern that was fast, fun, and easy to make. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful and you can create one just as great. If there's anything you'd like to add, requests, or suggestions, don't be afraid to leave a comment below. And if you are new, or you just haven't already, don't forget you can always subscribe if you want to be notified for more bead tutorials just like this one. Hoping to see you in the next one and fulfill your creative needs. Until next time, keep sharing the love, and thanks for watching TurboBeads.